this video, we bring you some West Coast swing basic variations. What's up, everybody? My name is Miss Emily.
And I am Miss Megan.
Perfect. We are from westcoastswingonline.com, and we are going to be bringing you, we're going to first go over the basics of West Coast swing, and then we're going to give you a little variation and challenge after that. So let's go ahead and break down all of our basics. We're going to save the whip till later. We're going to do all of our 6-count patterns first. So we have our sugar push, sugar tuck, left side pass, right side pass, and your inside turn. So starting with the sugar push, we have our basic. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, sugar tuck, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, our right side pass, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, a left side pass, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and the inside turn, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. So we quickly went over that footwork. Leaders, the sugar push and the sugar tuck footwork are the same. So let's go ahead and go over that now. So with our left foot back, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Let's do that again. We have walk, walk, triple step, and triple step. One more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. For the followers, Miss Megan is going to start on her right foot coming forward. So we have 2, 3, and 4. And 6. Cool. So that is our basic sugar push. Now we're going to do the sugar tuck. So the sugar tuck is the same footwork for the leaders, but the hand is going to do something different. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. We now end in kind of a different position. The hand is on top. We'll just do a sugar push. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6 for now to switch that back. So let's do that again. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, sugar push, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. So for the followers, this does actually change quite a bit. So let's go ahead and get to 3 and we'll stop there. We have 1, 2, 3, and. So as you can see, Miss Megan's hand is lifted because I've lifted it by 2. We connect into each other by 3 and, then leaders, you're going to send them away on 4, and the followers anchor around for 5 and 6. So let's do that again without stopping. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and triple around. One more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Then we'll do our sugar push. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Cool. So if we did this together, again, leaders, you'll notice that I said to have your hand up by 2. That's very, very important. So 1, 2. You want to make sure that that hand is up, and then our fingers are facing the direction that we're going to be turning our partner. Follower, your fingers go to the sky. So we have 3 and 4, 5, and 6. Then we do our sugar push. 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. So if we did that from the other side, this may be a little bit boring for some people. Some of you may already know this stuff, but it doesn't hurt to do it again, and then we will change stuff up coming up. So don't leave us yet. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Next, we did a right side pass. So That is the leader's right side opening up so that the follower can come through. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. If we did that again, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. So this one actually passes this time, thus a right side pass. So leaders, from here, you are again going to do something different with your arm. Your arm is going to lift and rotate as if you had you're looking at your wristwatch for the time. So we're going to step off the track for 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. So 4, you get back into the slot, and then you can anchor with your partner after that. Let's do that again. Off the track for 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. We did Miss Megan's footwork. Followers, you have 2 steps forward, then you triple to, well, you'll see. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. We have walk, walk, side cross back, and a triple step. Cool. So one of the things that you want to think about when you're doing this basic is rotating to the side. So we have the walk, walk. At this point, if Miss Megan continued to go straight forward, there wouldn't be a lot of space for her. So we call this getting skinny. We step to the side, we cross in front and back, and then we anchor step. So we do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. The good news, followers, that's going to be the same footwork for either the left side pass or the right side pass. So let's go ahead and actually do this from this position. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Again, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. So leaders, you'll see that I'm getting out of the way. She is not avoiding me. I am opening the space for her, and then I come back into the spot or slot for 4. If we did the left side pass, the left hand stays low. So left stays low, right goes high. It's the same footwork for the followers. It's a little bit different for the leaders. So the leaders are opening the left side this time. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. If we did that again, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. So same concept of stepping back into 4 on the slot. Stepping back into 4 on the slot. Yes. Will happen for both the right side pass and the left side pass. So let's do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. So that's going to be your left side pass. Now we're going to do the inside turn. Leaders, your footwork's the same, but you have to do some crazy stuff with your arms. So we do have to prep our partner for 1, 2, we prep her away so that her left side is forward to do the inside turn. 3 and 4, 5 and 6. So again, same footwork, but you're doing very different things with your hands. Arms, hands, all of that. So from here, let's just get to 2. We have 1, 2. We've now prepped our follower forward, as she has also done. She's responsible for that too. But we give her the space and the connection. Then she continues around for 3 and 4, 5 and 6. So if we went over Miss Megan's footwork, we're going to stop on 2. We have 1, 2. She's prepped over her left side, ready to do the inside turn for 3 and 4 and anchor 5 and 6. So you are still doing those 3 steps when you do your inside turn. Let's go ahead and try that again. We have 1, prep, 2, turn 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Cool beans. So let's try that both sides. We have 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. 1, prep, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Any questions so far? Cool, good with the basics. So the normal hand hold for all of these is the left hand. What if we did everything with the right hand? So right hand for the leaders.
Either hand for the followers.
Either hand for the followers. So we are going to do some of these with the followers' left arm, leaders' right arm, and then we're also going to do some of these in handshake hold. So bear with us. Let's start with the sugar push. So if we did a normal sugar push, we would be left hand for the leader, right hand for the follower. But what if we change this in the middle of it and we did the right arm for the leader and the left arm for the follower. That opens up a whole bunch of different opportunities for styling, for different footwork, a whole bunch of stuff. But we want to feel comfortable with our basics and leading from a different perspective before we try and get even more fancy by doing the styling. So from here, if you had this hand and you wanted the other hand for anything, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. This can go into a whole bunch of different things. You can style your sugar push or whatever you do after that. For now, we'll do 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. So that was also an inside turn for the follower, but led by my other hand. So we have 1, 2. I'm now going to free spin her because it would be a little bit weird to go up and over the head, but it can be done. For now, we're going to do a free spin. 3 and 4, 5 and 6. So that's one option to do a sugar push with the other hand, and later on we'll do a sugar push into something else, but I won't give that away yet. So from this position, we'll now change it back. 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. For the sugar tuck, we can do a whole bunch of different things. We can change it 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. We can do our favorite hip push. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. We can do a whole bunch of over rotations or inside turns. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. But it's still the same footwork for both myself and for the follower. So if something happens and you freak out and you have this hand, don't worry. You know plenty of things that come from this hand hold. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. When in doubt, you can sugar push it out, and it always works. Cool. So that's the sugar tuck with a handshake hold. Ta-da! Then for the left side pass. At this point, you can pass and change the hand. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. That's the easiest way to change that. So leaders, if we did it from this side, as the follower comes closest to us, we're going to make sure that our right hand is available. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. If we did this, if we wanted to make it even fancier, you can add some sort of rotation. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. That'll come later. But again, there's other things and other ways that you can get into that. That's probably the easiest thing. Now, from here, we already did the inside turn. So you can do the inside turn from this arm. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. You can either keep the handshake hold, which a lot of things can come from, or you can switch it back to your normal hand hold, whichever you feel more comfortable with. Now, the right side pass. So let's say we did our sugar tuck. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Typically, you would do a right side pass to get out of this. Yes? 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. You can still do that and change it back to the other hand. Cool? Let's try that again. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Any questions? Oh, you just stood up like you had a question. Cool. So the inside turn was the other one we were going to talk about. We've already kind of done that. So if we are in a handshake hold, it's very, very easy to do 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. One of the other classes we did, we actually did that up and over the head. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and switched it back to the normal hand hold. So if we did that, from here we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. I actually have my left arm available to catch the follower. 5 and 6. If we wanted to get even fancier, we can add the little walks that we did the last class. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. We walk 5, 6, 7, and 8, which makes that an 8-count pattern. Speaking of 8-count patterns, let's talk about the basic whip. So we've done all of our 6-count patterns. We're now going to talk about the basic whip. This is our 8-count pattern, the first one that we've probably done if we are just starting out with the basic West Coast swing. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's go ahead and go over that footwork, and then we'll talk about how to do another whip from the other hand. So with our left hand, we have 1, 2. We bring our partner in, sorry. We connect to our partner, then we send her back out for 3 and 4. We cross the slot, down for 5, across for 6, and triple steps. Let's try that again. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's the leader's footwork. Let's go ahead and do the follower's footwork. So Miss Megan's going to step forward for 1, turn back for 2, then back together, forward, pivot, back, step, back, anchor, step. We'll do that again. I'll do my part as she does her part. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Cool. So let's go ahead and try this from this side to give you a different perspective. Leaders, we're going to have our hand ready by 2. So if you haven't done the whip or you're new to the whip, these are very, very important concepts to think about when we're doing these. So 1, 2, we connect. Our follower is going to continue to go back for 3 and 4. We send her down the line for 5, 6, 7, and 8. If we're going a little fast, I apologize, but if you watch it later, you can slow it down and replay it, which is super cool. Let's try it one more time. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that is going to be your basic whip. Let's do it from this side a couple times, then we'll talk about the other hand. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Cool. So that is going to be your basic whip. Now, what happens if you have this hand and you want to do a whip? You still can. This is going to be a reverse whip for the follower. And what this arm is going to do, it's going to go up and it's going to fold. So if we just did baby steps around, we're going to fold this arm in. We're still going to end up in the same position, and we're still going to end in the same position. Or with the other hand. Whichever you prefer. You could want to do a roll and roll out of that. That's totally up to you. So from this position, it's a reverse whip for the follower. We will go over that in just a second. But leaders, you are going to lead this arm up and around. So 1, 2, 3, and once you've made contact, you have this connection. You can take her forward for 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now you are in your normal hand hold. So let's try that again. Let's actually go from this side. We're going to get to 4 and stop. So we have 1, 2, 3, and. So at this point, my forearm has stopped her and is now going to travel from her shoulder to the shoulder blade so that I can lead her forward on 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Cool. So leaders, we're going to not worry about our footwork because it's the same, but the arms are different. Followers have completely different footwork. So Miss Megan's going to step forward for 1, 2. She spins over her left shoulder, 3 and 4. Normal ending, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's do that again. 1, 2, she turns, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Something's going on behind the camera, but we're still good. Cool. So one more time, Miss Megan's going to do her footwork. I'm going to do my footwork and the arms so that the leaders can see without a partner what's happening. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Cool. Let's try that with a partner. So I call this a fold whip. I don't know. Is that what you call it?
Sure.
Totally. Because you're folding the arm down. So whatever you want to call it, I call it the fold whip. I like it. Elbow fold.
Sure.
Whatever.
I don't know if I've ever tried to name it.
Oh, well, now we have. We have 1, 2, we fold, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. From the other side, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So one thing, followers, I have seen this, it's not common, but if anyone tries to lead this, don't try to fight them. And don't try to hang on to the hand, because then your hand will get in a very, very weird, somewhat Vogue-esque, uncomfortable position. I was like, Vogue. Okay, anyway.
I don't need that
1, 2, 3, and 4. So Miss Megan, let's go. 5, 6, you can do a little hairbrush if you would like for some style. Anything that you think about when we're doing that whip?
So yeah, followers, I'm just following the direction of this hand. So that really tells me that I'm doing a reverse whip. So we have 1, 2, and it's starting to turn me over my left shoulder for 3, and I feel this hand, and they let go, and then I let go. And then it's the same as a regular whip from count 4.
Cool. Any questions?
Yes. Whenever you're prepping the follow, how do you ensure you don't go too far and turn them in the wrong direction?
For what move?
Inside turns.
Ah.
The question was, how do you know as the leader if you've gone too far in trying to...
So if you, on the prep away,
Uh-huh.
how do you make sure you don't go too far and turn in the wrong direction?
So in the inside turn, in the prep away, how do you know that you have not gone too far to turn them in a different direction?
No, they don't go in the other direction.
That is a really good question. So for a lot of...
Which hand? Does it matter?
We'll
Go
talk
on,
more.
right when you're doing it. Right.
Handshake.
Got it.
From this position, if we are doing the inside turn, I want to make sure that this arm doesn't go any or much wider than Miss Megan's frame. So anytime we prep our partner, 1, 2, I try to gauge her arm in front of her belly button and not outside of her body. So if you, as leaders, keep this hand in front of you, it's much easier for the followers to connect to it, to do any of the turns after that. So the bigger you get, 1, 2, the harder it's going to be to lead them into whatever you want. As long as the follower connects away, and I understand as followers it's very difficult when we learn to connect, but that is going to be your number 1 priority. Once you have that connection from the 1, 2, the leader shouldn't have to move much at all other than pulling that arm up and over the head. Pulling's a bad word. Guiding that arm up and over the head, or leading. So I try to make sure when I'm leading to keep this arm in front of the center of their body. The further it goes past the middle of their body, abort mission.
Just leading a different turn at that point.
Yes, your own creation, if you will. Which that's coming up too, how to find your own style in West Coast Swing. I believe that's on Friday. So tune in for that class as well.
How do you switch from a normal handhold to a right handhold without anything wonky happening?
From what position?
Normal handhold, doesn't matter.
Oh.
Normal handhold to a right without weird things happening.
My favorite way to do that is either, I was doing so well. So what is the best way to change to a right position without things feeling wonky? Is that the terminology? That's my terminology. So at this point, one of the easiest things to do is either a tuck turn or a left side pass. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. That puts you into a nice handshake hold. Or the left side pass that we did earlier. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6 gets you into a handshake hold. The other thing that I did, which is a little bit more intermediate, was a rotation for the leader. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Once you started the follower in her direction, I then rotated around to grab her with a handshake hold. But the easiest ways to do that would be the tuck, so you can change that by the 2 to turn her, or the left side pass, change it by 2 or 3, and then you should be good to go.
And both of those are just simple hand-to-hand transfers, so you're don't do anything funky with your hands.
And followers, don't freak out if they change hands.
Yeah. Don't help. Definitely don't help.
because sometimes they don't know what they need help with. So just,
When you're leading the reverse whip, do you prep the follow?
Yes, no.
So the question was, when you're leading the reverse whip, do you prep the follow? Yes and no. So I do not prep it like a normal inside turn. It does not have that kind of prep. It's not a 1, 2, and then I go into that position. That is the position that she is going into, but
Just because we went from that.
oh yeah, sorry. So that's even weirder. So 1, 2, you're definitely not leading that way. I am leading her on the direction and diagonal that she's going to be rotating. So if I have my right, her left, I'm guiding her into that diagonal. 1, 2. Once I release, the only thing that, well, I initiate this turn, 3 and 4, but I don't actually prep that turn. So I'm leading her into that diagonal, but I don't prep it like the normal inside turn prep. Did you have something to add?
If your definition of a prep is just from an inside turn, probably not. Some people do, but
not with that handhold.
But if your definition of a prep is just preparing your partner in a direction, then yes.
Correct. So it's not the inside turn prep, but she is being prepped over that left side. So once I send her on that diagonal, 1, 2, she's over that left side, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Cool. Let's go through everything really fast. We're not going to go over the basics. We're going to go over the variations of the basic. And then that's all the time we have for. So for the sugar push, we did it with our right, their left. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. We then did a sugar push to switch the hand. Then we do a sugar tuck, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. We'll do a hip push, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. We can do a left side pass, 1, 2, 3, and 4 to change the hand. We can do the right side pass, 1, 2, 3, and 4 to change the hand again. If I did the inside turn from a handshake hold, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. I like that one personally. But if you want to just switch the hand, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, you can place it into the left hand like normal. Then we had the elbow fold whip, which is a reverse whip for the follower. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that gives you a whole bunch of variations just by changing your hand, whether you're in handshake hold or your right to their left, for the basic patterns. So if you want more West Coast Swing videos, we've got plenty on our channel. Go ahead and hit subscribe if you are not already subscribed to our channel, and you'll get all of our cool videos. We've got West Coast, two-step, nightclub, cha-cha, a whole bunch of other stuff coming towards ya and at ya virtually because we're in the lockdown for the coronavirus. So if you're interested, we also, and you have any questions, go ahead and email us at brian@westcoastswingonline.com. If we don't get to your questions before Friday, we will try and answer all of those in our Your Questions Answered session on Friday. So thank you guys. My name is Miss Emily. This is
Miss Megan
from WestCoastSwingOnline.com. Happy dancing, and we'll see you later.